everybody. Welcome to the channel. My name is Alckemy. Alckemy. To move my VST to my D drive, got sucked in on these cells and running out of space. What did you buy? I'm curious. Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Alckemy. We are going to do one very quick thing before I get into cooking on the Digitone. But before I do that, in the IE, what is IE? I'm in the something east. I'm in the IE. I don't know. Yeah. What's up? How's life? What's going on? We have to get through a very quick play spell from Uzi Cheesecake, and then we're gonna hop right into doing stuff. Which, by the way, if you want to submit your 15-second ideas, you're more than welcome. Submit one per day. Oh, Inland Empire, 1 hour outside of LA. You know, I grew up in LA and I've actually never heard of that, of the Inland Empire. Is that like Arcadia or something? Interesting. But yeah, I'm sure it's hot as fuck too. UAD mixtape, some Native Instruments stuff, and the Korg Legacy. Oh, okay, right on. So yeah, if you all want to submit a 15-second everyday quick play spell, it's just a cool way that you can, you know, have some of your stuff played in a digestible way. And it's also a really easy way to hold yourself accountable, to be like, man, I need to make a 15-second thing today. You know, I need to just get an idea out, and it could be, you know, a sound, it could be a beat. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was called the Inland Empire, but I mean, of course, I know of all of those places. I grew up in Sherman Oaks and North Hollywood, basically the valley, the bad parts of the valley, but Sherman Oaks used to be nice. I'm not so sure how it is now. Arcadia is more like Pasadena. Yeah, that's where my mom lives. So, Cali, I hope you're staying safe out there, which I know you're not in LA, but I know that it's crazy out there, so be careful. Yeah, be careful. So yeah, submit if you want to. And every time I start the stream, the latest submissions that I have, I'll play on stream or whatever. But yeah, give me just one other quick second. I need to look at something very quickly. Very quickly. Show all windows. What's going on here? Why are my things not popping up? Sorry, I need to do something on Bitwig very quickly. And then we're gonna get started, so that way. Okay. Yeah, I was just talking to my aunt about what's going on in the world. What's going on in the world? Jesus Christ. Right. Okay, so we're getting the Digitone pulled up. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit with a clipper, so that way everything is just a little bit louder. And then let's kind of. Oh, you grew up in Pasadena? There's a park out there that I absolutely fucking love. It is like the most, it's kind of like, it's got a few hills, and it almost feels like it's in the center of a bunch of apartment buildings and stuff. But that park is so dope. I used to throw tricks on there and stuff, and yeah, it's super nice. Not the right scale for that, but that actually sounds very similar. So let's go into a new project, and let's go load project. Wait. Oops. Oh man, my dog just farted, and that smells so bad. By the Rose Bowl? No, it's a bit of ways. I don't have the streets memorized over there. And it's not Griffith Park or anything like that, but it was dope. It was so nice. So let's go Phrygian. Let's go back to the chord mode, change the mode here. It's where it's folded. You can get folded. Let's go to the synth. All right, bro. I'll catch you later. Thanks for coming in. I want that to go do, but that's fine. What's up, brother? How are you? Cooking dinner. What's on the menu? Wait, what? What's going on here? Huh? I've had this for a couple of weeks. And then I've also got the other box, the Digitone 2, but I'm kind of just making some sounds in here for a bit, and then I'm going to try to come up with some kind of interesting thing. Now, what I would actually like to do with this, though, is I don't want this to actually be tonal. The Digitone is an FM synth. It has most of the same sequencing features as the Digitone, but the Digitone is only with samples. Everybody, I mean, your name is Spicy Chef, so you know what, you did that to yourself. is Chef Lambe. So when you paired, basically you have mostly everything you need to cook a track with hardware. I mean, yes and no. Like, you're never going to... It's never going to sound like the DAW. You know what I mean? It's never going to do that. But in theory, like, yeah, you could. I like to just use this as a tool for fun and to just kind of be in a different headspace for working, as opposed to like, oh man, I'm trying to take this serious. But if I were to take this serious, what I would do is I would do sound design in here, and then I'd have this pulled up in the DAW, and then be doing like a mixture between the two, to where I'm pulling sounds from this into there, and then going into doing the production and whatever on a different means. So speaking of, one thing that I am going to do for the drums anyways, oh no, it's fine. I can do that with, I can not send that to the compressor, so it should be fine now that I think about it. But I will add a master overdrive on these. Just get all these up and going. So we can get a filter on there. Maybe a little bit more decay. A simple pattern. I don't know if I'm going to stick with it, but let's just do something like that. I'm going to go function page, and we're going to make this 64 bars. Say okay. Yes. And then I'm going to see if I can do a count in. Pre-roll 1 bar. And then we'll go. Wait, there was supposed to be a pre-roll. What the fuck? Cool. So we can go back to this now and fill in this, and I think what is this key in? C#6. So wait, root note. It says C#6 anyways. So we can go to this step here and go trigger and go C#5. C#6. So dope. So we can go here, and what I'm going to do is everything, these are in different I'm going to copy this step, paste it here, delete that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this late, so copy, paste, and then on this one I'm going to move this one off even more. what I'll do is I'll go page clear, page clear, page copy, page paste, page paste. And so now we have something that is copy the step, and then oops. Paste. So now that's a little bit more in time. What's up, Jazz? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, I think that like for a workflow perspective, the Digitakt 2 will go further. But regarding with this stuff, we can kind of do some cool stuff now, like with automation and all that. So all right, we're almost there. We're gonna go copy, paste, copy, paste. And then we can pretty sick. Got a chuckle out of you. Well, for one, we're detuning this so hard that we're losing the fundamental of what the pitch actually is. But with that being said, we're still kind of just playing around with getting a stupid sound together and then a dumb idea and just getting what we can. So we're gonna go here. We need to go to the amp and turn this down all the way. Turn this down. Go back to the synth. It's so quiet. That actually sounds pretty good. So now I'm going to go to the mod here and I'm going to go to the resonance of this. And this is going to help us create more of a little bit of a bump. So we're going to go here, go yes. We'll set this to exponential, kind of like so. I mean, we need to make this really fast. Oops. So we'll paste this, but instead of going to the resonance here, we're going to go to the frequency by just a hair. And I don't know if you saw what I just did or not, but because I want to use something that is also with the exponential LFO, I just copied it and copied the parameters on there. So we want to set that to trig as well. Go trig. And that's how we're kind of getting into kick territory. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this a little bit harder. And we're going to come back up to the compressor and basically just turn this on, turn the attack up, turn the release up, turn the threshold down to like this. And boom, we got a nice little kick. And so we can kind of do the same thing with the snare as well. Also, keep in mind that I do have a really big clipper on the end that's giving us a lot of gain. You don't need it if you go balls to the wall with just straight up distortion. But having a mix between all of these with an extra clipper at the end will kind of just give you a little bit more control to where you don't have to push this so hard. But yeah. Yeah, it's not bad. And anything that you don't want sent through the compressor with that much slamming, you can pretty much just like bypass the compressor, I believe. At least I think you can. Yeah, you just set it up in the compressor routing. Sorry, duh. So now let's go ahead and do a snare. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go into the mod here, and I'm going to hold mod paste, because we want to do this pretty much with the second track as well, to where we're playing with the resonance here. So before we do anything, we're going to set this to a high pass filter. And then we'll find a fundamental on here and kind of just play with that. Although I'm kind of thinking that I might just do some kind of rim shot or whatever. But if we set this up in the same sense to where... Yeah, and so on LFO2, we're going to do the same thing. So we'll go mod paste, and we're going to go with the pitch this time. Tune, rather. We need to set this to trigger. Trig mode 1. Fuck, I need to do that on all of these, to be honest. So that way it's the same every time. Trig mode 1. Same thing with this, so that way it's the same thing. Trig mode 1. That's fine. If it works, it works. As long as it's the same, that's the main thing. Pew pew, motherfucker. We need this to be really fast. There we go. Snoop. I'm just kidding. Adobo and honey fish tonight in a lightning rainstorm? Because what is adobo? Sorry for my ignorance. So So what we want to do with this is we want to try to see if we can create noise out of the FM, because we don't really, like, the tone is fine, but we don't really need it that much, to be honest. So there we go. All right. So next up, we are going to pull off of the decay of this. And then now we can insert our transient here. Oh, gotcha. That's dope. Okay, so that's pretty cool. What I'd like with this, though, is for the fundamental to be a little bit more noisy. So what I might try is a third LFO on here. So we'll go like this and then go paste. And I'm going to put this on, not the filter, but on the, let me see, on the wavefold, decay. Can I put it on the tuning? Ratio A. There we go. So that's going to give it even more of a pitch bend. I still don't want that tone in there, though. You hear how it's going, And we kind of need like a smack on here. So maybe I can just use this as the... Maybe what I can also do is I can pull the hold up on this, and rather than resonance tune, rather than using the tune on here, I'm going to use the noise level, noise base, on this, and I'm going to offset this here to where the phase is going to be a little bit off. So now we can create a stagger. Yeah, okay. That's kind of what where I'm wanting to go a little bit more of. See how much more of a snare that sounds like when you're able to offset the transients? So we're going to adjust it just a little bit more. And I'm going to play with just this. transient on it just still is not quite where I want it to be. I'm going to come up to here and I'm going to change the actual tuning of this. And it's a little better. That's starting to sound more like a snare. So now on the resonance here, I'm going to push this. Boom. We got it. So one thing with this is that like it requires so much tweaking to get the sound right, but it is possible. It's just one of those things that you really have to sit down and be like, okay, what am I going for? And thankfully, I think that for the most part, the Digitone has all the tools. It's just that fine tuning. And that's why if you've watched the video that I made with this the other day, where I was talking about how to make your drums big and whatnot, this is one thing that I was trying to like not do. Yeah, so that's hitting at like -5. Hold on. Okay, so I'm actually not pushing the clipper that much, but the snare is hitting at -5 and the kick is hitting at -8. So I'm going to see if I can push the level of the kick just a bit more. I remember that there was a way that I did this, but I don't quite remember how. It's a little better. It's nice that these waveforms kind of give a different flavor to the kick, but I still feel like the sine wave is the best one so far. So maybe what I'll do is on the resonance here, I'm going to push this up just a little bit more. Yep, there we go. Cool. Sorry about that. So what we need to do now is go into setup, go into the compressor routing, and turn that off, because we don't want track 16 to go through all of that. Sorry. Interesting that it doesn't do anything. Cool. Let's go in here and we're going to set this to FM drum, and then we're going to get some interesting stuff in here. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to mute this stuff, and we're just going to make this very sharp. Down, 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 down. Dope. And so now what I can do with this is I'm going to start with just a single page, and I'm going to set up triggers on here that is going to create a rhythm. And then on each step, I'm going to randomize the page. So what that will do for us is it'll create different percussion based off of each step. So what I'm going to do is just hit play, but I'm going to go bump, bump, dum, dum. So something kind of like this, a little bit of syncopation. But now that I have that, I can go on to each step like this. Okay, that's fine. So we can, I guess we can just make adjustments to this instead. I was hoping that I could randomize the page per step, which would be pretty kick-ass, but that's okay. Oh shit. I'm gonna copy this page and then go back to page 1. I seem to have a bad habit of doing all this on page 4, but whatever. I think what I'm gonna try to do now is just get the rhythm of this. And try to create more spacing in between here. There we go. And so now we can go back to this and start to variate this even more. So we can change some stuff about this, and I'm coming down here and just playing with these different modes on this to create different percussion sounds, I guess, if you will, per step. which is something that I think is the coolest thing about these boxes, is being able to do sample slash preset slash parameter locks, you know? Because if you have something like this, then essentially like all of these, this is all on one track, but they're all different sounds, which is awesome. And I don't really know what this is going to sound like, and it's hard to kind of tell, but let's just see. Let's just see what it does. Oops. I miss Meowscular and Gramusha from Monster Hunter World. I actually have not played Monster Hunter World. Sweet. Just a little bit of that, a little bit of this. Go back to the filter here and just high pass this, so. And then with everything on the trigger, I can just turn the trigger down. And something that I'd like to do is have this be just a little bit more noisy. This. And then what I'm trying to do here is set this to where yeah, I might play it. I'm also trying to like see if Monster Hunter Wilds is going to come to the Switch 2 or not, because I don't want to buy it for Xbox and my computer can't play it. I like, even though I have an Xbox for games like that, at least that's why I bought it back in 2023. The problem is that I don't want to pay $10 a month to be able to play online. Cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the recording side of this. I'm going to copy this and then go paste, paste, paste. The next thing that I'm going to do is we're going to go back to page 1. I'm going to go to the filter and we're just going to play with the cutoff of this. So trying to catch that last thing there. with that do. So I'll catch it there just on the amp. I know, right? It's so stupid. So now we've got at least something that has a little bit of percussion within it, and that's kind of cool. Hey, what's up? Sick. So now that we have that, I'm actually this actually kind of picked up a bit for me. What I want to do is we're going to start to variate that on each pattern, or on each page. So page 1 will be the same, page 2. Sick. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and create some hats. So it's going to be kind of the same thing. Where we can get into FM drum, and then really we just need noise. So what we could do is just create, what is this? I don't necessarily want to do phase, but on this above, we kind of want to have, can you not add a tack to this? It might actually be better to use the other synth for that, but what we're going to do is we're just going to create something that's super noisy. Not like that, but... It's so stupid. Let me turn this down for you all until I'm ready to actually throw it in the track. I'm sorry. There we go. But it's so dumb, you know, it's like, I think that the only reason to have systems these days are for exclusives. Actually, we don't want a transient on that, sorry. Switch that. There we go. So I'm going to mute everything except for this now. And we're gonna throw some shit. What page was that on? 4 again. See, we posted food in the Discord. We'll go take a look. Yeah. Everybody go look at Skarig's thing. I'm kind of in the middle of trying to like cook myself at the moment, so give me a sec. But so now let me play this with the percussion, because if it plays nicely with the percussion, it's going to play well with everything else, I think. Sweet. So we're going to go copy page. Paste, paste, paste. There's a high chance you might lose power. May the odds ever be in your favor. Yeah, I hope everything's okay. I remember being in the Midwest. I think actually, Arl, you were around. Spicy, I know you were around because you were in the same state as I was. But do you all remember during COVID when that fucking, it was in October when, I think it was in October when the ice storm hit, and I didn't have power for like 11 days, and it was so cold. It was fucking freezing. Oh my gosh, that sucked. Cold-blooded too. Why do you think I live in the desert? I actually wouldn't prefer to live in the desert, to be honest. I'm not cold-blooded or warm-blooded. I need a tropical climate to exist. But yeah, there's just a lot of things happening out here in Vegas apparently. So yeah, so we've got that, and then we've got this cool little stupid melody. So we need to go to setup, and we need to take that out just because everything is running through the compressor and the distortion, so there's no headroom, unfortunately. But what we can do, oh, that was 5. Okay, sorry. So we need to go back to the routing here. We can turn that back on, but turn that off. Yes. No. There we go. And then we can kind of adjust that here. And 808s are pretty easy on this. Obviously, like the distortion sounds pretty good. But one thing that we can do is we can go back to the mod here and go paste. If that's still there. Unfortunately not, but we can just grab that and go copy the page. And then go here and go paste. And then we're going to do one on the resonance. We're going to do another one here on the cutoff. Yes. We're going to make it really small and pretty fast. But this is kind of like, we're pretty much doing the same thing as the kick, except this is going to be longer. And on this amp here, we need to do it on post filter. I'm going to set a ratio of 3. Actually, I think C and A goes into C and B. So I'm going to change this algorithm to where feeds back. A is going to be there. I'd like these two to be parallel. So there we go. And on the mod here, on the last one, we're gonna go, we're gonna go like this and go paste. And then this will go to the tuning again, because if we can make this tune just a little bit more, then what will happen is pitch all. Boom, look at that. Nice. So one other thing that I'm going to try here is I'm going to go back to the mixer on comp and just turn this off if possible. Because I don't actually want this to sidechain, because I think that that's going to sidechain itself. Right? Maybe I'll just do the source in and see what that does. I guess we still need a trigger. So now something that we can do that's kind of interesting is we can go to channel map, And right now, any MIDI that's coming in is being sent from channel 1 to 1. So what we'll do is we can send this to channel, say, like 6. Or we can send it to 5. We can go into the unison here and set this to 1 voice. Somehow. Voices. So just set that to 1 voice. So something else that we can do is we can go to the trigger mode here. Oops, trigger mode. And then we can add portamento. I wanted to do that without retriggering though. So how do I do that? I think that's because of the LFOs that it's doing that. Trigger mode 1. Trigger mode 1. Trigger mode hold, maybe? That's a really good 808 though. Like, what happens if even without the over, this is what it sounds like with just the box. Yeah, I'm gonna need to save that. Sure, we'll call that sparkling space 808. Cool. quantize this? wouldn't say anything that I've made today so far is anything compelling, and it's taken me forever to put together, but, you know, what can you say? Techno's fine. It's just that everybody does techno on these machines. And I want to see what these things can do that are different in comparison. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see what other options are available, because if it's a hardware machine, it could probably techno, you know? But I want to try to explore different other different options with this. So I think what we're going to do now is let's make an actual bass, and we'll probably make, I don't know, an FM bass or something, like a little growler or whatever. You know what? I might do the other bass like that, or maybe what we can do is a second pattern or something. But this is dope. Yeah, just because of the harmonics of a sine wave and creating that detuning. It's close enough to where it'll create the oscillating. But that's not really what I'm going for right now at the moment. So I'm going to see if I can bring out a little bit more feedback in that. I need to take that out of the compressor. I thought I already did, but just because anything that's bass related needs to not be in the compressor, because it's just going to eat the headroom. I wonder if I were to transpose everything, if that would have done the thing, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's continue. Sorry. kind of sick. I took off the wrong one. Probably need to adjust the melody now that we've got a different direction with this, but wait, what happened? So that's actually pretty sick too, to be honest. I really, it's a little bit softer, but that's so cool. On the trig here, I'm going to pull back on the note length just a little bit. I think on these 4, I'm going to pull back off of this and off of the release just a bit. Let's see if that helps. And all of these in general. Is that? I don't hear any of the reverb, do you? I think that's because of this, so I might want to. Oh, that's still the overall effects. Okay, so that doesn't change what I was hoping it would. Go to the filter here on the second one and just back off of that a bit. Sorry. Oh my god, holy Pokemon. This is a great sense to write like chiptune on. Even though it's not 8-bit, you can, I mean, you can make it 8-bit with. That's Skrillex right there. So from this point, we kind of made a beat, you know, and even though the sounds are kind of cheesy, there's kind of a lot of things that we can do to make this a little bit more interesting. So one thing that I'm going to do next is I'm going to add a clap. Actually, I'm going to see if I just have one because I don't really feel like making it, to be honest. Wait, does this have any patterns? No. Maybe I will. Maybe I will make a clap. How are we doing on time? We're doing okay. Let's go to the drum here. Go yes. And we just need to turn this into noise. Okay, hold up. I gotta, let me, fuck. Okay, let me save this as a patch real fast because I'm gonna set this to a drift because this might actually be kind of cool to where we set the depth of this and then put a random on here with a slew. That's fucking sick, right? So just the pitch bend on there with a little bit of that, like that's worth saving. So let me save that as a preset quickly. Incongruous. Incongruous. Yes. We'll save this as a lead. And yeah, something that's just dingy. Metallic kind of. Bright. Vintage. Save. Okay, sweet. So yeah, now that we have that, we can take that back off and go, okay. Mod clear. Just because I think that would be cool in a really cool different style thing. Hey Jose, what's up? So that's our first thing right here, and that's or rather that's our first clap, or our first transient. You know what? What I might actually do is I might grab the amp here, and I might set an LFO on the body level. What would be the easiest way to do this? Probably with the triple. So we'll go amp and hold this out a little bit longer. And then I just need to figure out how to how to get this set up to where I want it to be. Okay, that works. So now we can add the transient. Okay, we're on the right track. Hey, that works. Now, am I sending that to the compressor? I think so. No, I'm not. So what track am I on? Oh, I am. It's just so small. Okay. Oh, that's why it's so quiet, because I turned it down. Okay, so now because of this, I'm going to go back into keyboard mode. We can start to adjust the texture of the clap now and try to see if we can just clean it up just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is let's start here and let's see if I can offset this just a little bit more. Now, something that I can also do for this, I know that you like that, but there we go. Yeah. So I want there to be some kind of texture. But what we can do is so now I can get out of this. I'm just going to focus on the drums again. Or just the kick and the snare. Um, so that way we don't have so much high end. Set these to post filter, and then maybe bring some of it back with sample rate. Amp. Cool. So we can put this here and maybe make this like super early on each one. Nice. What track? What track was that where I was doing that? So 10. Maybe not. What was the... So we did a thing. That didn't take too long at all. Surprisingly. It's a cool little way to sketch and all that. It's a shame that, like, I guess on one end it is cool that there's quite a bit of flexibility for making drums, but I will say that I feel like that took up the majority of my time. But I guess what I can do is I can just make sure that I can just save this, or save each of these as a kit, and then maybe spend a day making drums and spend a day making just different shit. And that way I don't have to work so hard at those elements and the actually all of, you know. I actually like that. We could, how do I copy the synth or copy track to another track? So I think I go to setup, track swap, play mode, key tracking, keyboard setup, bank, song edit. No. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to save. Yes, we'll just breathtaking. We'll go breathtaking perk. Yes, percussion. Cool. So now we'll go here and I'll go into my sounds and I'll go load. Oh, is there a way to, like, oh, that's helpful. Good God. Yes. Okay, so we can actually turn that into a rim shot. Okay, so what I'm going to do on this, the destinations are free, is I'm going to set this to the cutoff. Yes. Change this into our exponential. And set that there, set that to half, because that seems to work. And just barely bump this very quickly. Nice. There we go. Go save. Yes. 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 Recessive. Rim. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Do they have that on there? A rim shot? No. Can I do a quick cymatics drum sample in the Wolg style? Wait, what? What is I don't on a I know Wolg, but what do you mean quick cymatics drum sample in the Wolg? Huh? Do what? That's great. So all of those sound pretty good. Well, now that I hear it, I don't. There we go. I do wish that this had more intense distortion. But what can you say? Ooh. Let's make a shaker. I think the only thing that I need to do for the shaker is to just go straight here and turn this off. And just grab this, because that's kind of... Yeah. Obviously, a filter would be nice. And something like that. Something like that. Oh, I think it's also part of the compressor routing, so we're going to take that off. There we go. Yeah. So we're going to go page, copy, paste, paste, paste. And one thing with this that I would like to do is, actually maybe I can just automate it with this, but I can also kind of play with the cutoff here as well as the volume. Cool. So now that we have that, we can start to play around with different variations of the pattern. So because right now it goes boom, boom, ka, boom, boom, ka, and so we can start to place different things on here to yeah, so stuff like that. Cool. So now that we have that, we can do a bunch of different stuff, really. We can take this. So what we can do with this is actually let me save the project before anything happens. Yes. Incessant, great. Fragrant, sure. Let's go HT. So that way I know what this is. Time. And this is like not anything I would ever release, by the way. But it is fun. You know, it's fun to just fuck around. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the recording, the next page, and I'm going to grab this little guy and just start to push this up. So that didn't record in the way that I wanted it to, but let's try that again. Maybe if I just set that there and this one there as well, then that'll go back to the original. So kind of cool. Go pattern one. Pattern one, copy. Pattern. Oh. Dope. So we made a halftime track. It's got all the main ideas and all that. And I think what I would probably do is just to try to get all the different patterns down and get them into the DAW and then record. Again, this idea isn't strong enough or interesting enough for me to want to finish, but it is kind of cool to just be like, hey, you can make some version of halftime on this. And that's kind of what I'm enjoying exploring, because I don't know, I've got access to everything that I could ever want / need. And so what I'm kind of trying to get into is just, you know, making do with more limitations, but different ways to challenge the creative side. You know, at the end of the day, you need drums, you need a bass, you need a melody and some effects, and we kind of filled out the percussion and did all that stuff. But I mean, I think that as far as I know, this is kind of as far as I can take that at the moment, with having a bunch of different sounds. Each step in certain cases has different parameters and all that. But it's just hard to get it to sound like to the quality of what I would want to make out of a track, you know? There's no way that this is going to make anything remotely close to what I can do in the computer, just because the computer has way too many tools that can blow everything up, and it's like way more accessible to add the nuance. And that's the hardest thing with the Digitone and these boxes in general, is just the level of nuance. Having cool little, you know, effects come in like here and there, or, you know, use that in a matter that's tasteful and whatever. But yeah, that's just kind of one of those things. But even still, it's not like you can't make beats on this. It's going to have a very specific flavor. But yeah, that was kind of cool. Kind of fun. I kind of want to try something with chords maybe next time I do this. And at a certain point, I'm also going to be doing the Digitact. The restrictions do force you into a creative stance, but yeah, the PC going to blow it out of the water. Yeah, it doesn't even compare, right? I will say though, like, let me hit play again real fast. From a loudness perspective, this thing is actually, let me just show you. This thing is beating, and like I have nothing going on the master of this. So it can get loud if you do it well, or if you do it right. Yeah, I mean, even though this can't make like super crazy twisty neuro bass, you can still create obviously like really cool phrases with you know what I mean? Like that's still pretty close to where, like, if I were to throw this, like just throw a rack over this. Let me see. Multipass. Like you don't have to, all you have to do is to just get these sounds inside of the DAW, which maybe at some point I'll like make a collection of these and kind of do this where I'll show people like how to take this to the next level. But what I'm going to do first is try to do like each individual box. Yeah, see, like, that's all you need is just... Just some patches that, you know, can do some processing for you. For some reason, this keeps moving this out of the way. It's pretty dope. So, I mean, if I were to actually even do something like this, where I can just add the missing chains and then throw this like in here, and then use like a fuse compressor to kind of pull that out a little bit more. So there's that, which is kind of awesome. And then, of course, like with everything else, like I actually probably could... Like, I think the biggest issue for me is the drum timbres that you get out of this are kind of difficult to work with. Like, I want like the... which I still think that you can make to some degree. It would just be kind of difficult. I'm not too worried about keeping this because I've already made the snare, so... Yeah, it just needs more noise options. But the other thing is that because the reverb and the delay only work on a send, they don't have an individual control. You kind of have to make do with anything that's supposed to be... Aw, sorry, Jersey's being all cute. You kind of have to make do with like just the options that you have. But I mean, if I were to, you know, throw this in here and go like this, even probably without the distortion, I think. Even just that much more distortion to this makes that sound way better to me. But yeah. That. Interestingly, there's some phase issues that are happening on the top end of this, but I don't really care because the fundamental sounds really good. But do you see how much more snappy that is? Oh, shit. What did I just do? So... yeah, if we were to... oh, you know what it is that there's phase happening right here on the main. That's why it's doing that. Yeah, that's why. And this is going to the master overdrive. So that would be a mixing nightmare. But yeah. Yeah, so it wouldn't really make a lot of sense to process this on an individual channel because of that. So I think stemming everything out would be the way to go. And... or not. I mean... the other thing with this is that because this is all out of key, something that I want to do with this is pitch it up an octave for like a second pattern or something, you know? And I don't know how I would do that. I guess I could do that where instead of it playing... but I think that that would still be the note, so... fuck. That would be a dilemma as well. Or I suppose what I could do is copy it to another track, but that would be a waste of a track. Yeah. Actually, no, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I would just play it on the keyboard. Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for coming in and hanging. I'm kind of just chilling now too. I'm gonna go and feed my pooch here in a little bit. Feed my little daughter, my little Pookie bear. Yeah. On that note, does anybody have any questions about what we did today? What are we doing, the doll? Yeah. She's right here. Hold on one second. I'm signing out. All right. And then doggo cam. You being good, Jersey? You being good? Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Look at that face. Look at that face of an angel. Jersey. You being good? You being good? You ready for dinner? Yeah, she's ready for dinner. For sure. Well, I don't really have anything else that I want to do today, friends. I think we did the thing. And I'm pretty happy with how today turned out. But yeah. Oh yeah, she's great. I love her. That's Joyzy. It's Joyzy. AKA best dog in the world, except for sometimes getting in the trash and eating things when no one is looking. But other than that, she's amazing. Yeah. I still don't know what the machine does. It's an FM synth and sequencer. So yeah, it's yeah, it's an FM synth and sequencer. So you can kind of do FM synthesis with this, up to 2 operators. Well, up to 4 operators, but yeah, you can get some pretty complex algorithms with this, which is kind of cool. And then you can add in your envelopes here. And as you can hear, it can get pretty insane pretty quickly. Great sound. Holy shit. I'm gonna save that. Really fast way to make a Reese. That's for sure. Signed laxative? Fuck yeah. That's very indicative of So yeah, I mean, and it's got up to 16 polyphony, and then it's got the sequencer stuff that you can use of the Digitone. But I like to use it just to get FM synthesis and then throw it through feedback on the DAW and all that other stuff. But yeah, it's dope, man. I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, and even though I think the Digitact is more powerful, this is more fun to use because there's an actual synth built in, and it's deeper than the Syntact. I think it's deeper than the Syntact because like the Syntact has a bunch of synths, but it's less tracks. Its chord mode is not nearly as robust. It's not polyphonic, and it's also like only analog stuff, which is okay. But subtractive synthesis is kind of like, I'm just trying to make very contemporary styles of music, I guess. But yeah, it's also got a unison mode, which is really cool. So you can use this to one thing with this is you might want to throw a tool on here and put this in mono. Some really like, that sounds great. That sounds amazing. For just the energy and the power out of the little box. Like I am clipping this, but by 0.06 dB. And from a raw sound perspective, this is awesome. You can get it to sing for sure. But I think that when you do stuff like this, it's best to use it for going into the DAW as opposed to trying to like make a track with it, if that makes sense. But yeah, dude, it's pretty fun. And so I've been having a lot of fun just making like bullshit on different apparatuses. So like the Digitone, the Digitact, the iPad, you know, different stuff to just have fun with. Yeah, just have fun with random shit. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna go, but if you like my sounds, you can check them out at alckemy.com. And if not, that's totally cool as well. I really appreciate you all hanging with me today and kicking it. I've got some new videos in the pipeline. I feel like I wish that I would have recorded with this, but we can do it again, you know, and maybe what I can do next time is just fiddle around with some stuff and kind of streamline the drum making process and talk about some of that. Or I could do a recording of before I go, or a separate recording to where I do a walkthrough of the Digitone. I might as well. But no, because I didn't record I didn't record in high quality, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I'll just do it again sometime. But yeah, anyway, much love, guys. I'm going to go. Thanks for chilling and party in the Discord. I'll see you all later. There's a party in the Discord. Yeah. Fuck. It's driving me crazy. There we go. Perfect. Now that I'm ending the stream,